This is Jumping In, the short-form series of the Jedburgh podcast. I'm the creator and host, Fran Racioppi. Each week, I have the opportunity to speak with transformative leaders, visionaries, drivers of change, those dedicated to winning no matter the challenge. Our long-form series has been an opportunity to go deep, unpack all aspects of our guest and their story. For Jumping In, just like our Jedburgh teams of World War II, I want to get on and off the drop zone fast. I want to catch up with previous guests, give my opinion on what's happening in the world, and uncover some of today's most pressing issues. The entire Jedburgh podcast is sponsored by Jersey Mike Subs. Together, we share the mission of giving back and building community together. A percentage of all proceeds is dedicated to the Special Operations Warrior Foundation. Check out our website for full transcriptions of every episode at jedburghpodcast.com. Follow us on social media at Jedburgh Podcast on Instagram, LinkedIn, and Twitter. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your podcast and watch our full video versions on YouTube. How you prepare today determines success tomorrow.
Quality over quantity. We have products that we sell that I wouldn't sell if they were garbage. And there's a lot of garbage products out there. I'm not going to make a garbage product just to have a product and make money. There has to be a problem and we come up with that solution. So like our sleep aid, it's a phenomenal sleep aid. There are guys out there that need to get to REM sleep. We know that.
I had the chance to jump in with Travis Wilson while covering Sandlot Jax and the GORUCK Games. Travis and I share the lineage of both having served in 10 Special Forces Group, yet somehow we never ran into each other. We never met. Travis is the founder of Alpha Elite Performance, a supplement company dedicated to the Special Operations truth number 2, quality is more important than quantity. Travis and I catch up on the good old days. He shares his motivation to start Alpha Elite Performance and how his new sleep aid is making an impact across the supplement industry. We also talk about the lessons he learned from his 9 deployments. We talk about integrity, we talk about being honest, raw, and flawed, and how a canopy collapse during a night training event changed his life. Travis is a big dude, so climbing into the back of that Land Rover ambulance was no small feat. Check out our videos and pictures from this episode, our previous episodes, and the entire Sandlot Jax event on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn, or Twitter. Find all of our episodes on our website, jedburghpodcast.com, or wherever you get your podcasts. We'll see you there, and if we can pull it off, we'll see you again with Travis when he launches his mobile event space. Travis, welcome to the Jedburgh podcast.
Thank you for having me. Good to be here.
We're here. We're at Sandlot Jax. You're here with your company, Alpha Elite Performance. We have the common bond of serving in 10 Special Forces Group. Although, before we started here, we were reminiscing that we actually have never crossed paths.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy in such a small organization, but I'm super thankful and fortunate to have met you here. And thanks for coming in.
Yeah, nice meeting you, and good to be here.
And we're in the back of the Land Rover. We're in the Defender, and so for anyone listening, they have to check out the video, which will be on YouTube, because it's like two of the biggest dudes in this place are now crammed into the back of here. But we are thankful to have it, and our partnership with the Readiness Collective and Jaguar Land Rover of Fairfield, who let us drive this thing down here, and we tow it down there. But
it's not my first time in the back of an FLA with another man. So
yeah. Well, you were telling me that you're used to sleeping in it.
Yeah, I was a medic in the regular Army before I became a Green Beret. So yeah.
Well, let's talk about Alpha Elite Performance and that company that you built. We'll get into your career in 10th Group and as a Green Beret. 21 years, just the backstory. 21 years in the military, 13 years as a Green Beret, all that time in 10 Special Forces Group. But now you went on, you founded Alpha Elite Performance, and the focus is on supplements. And there's a really important point in here that you've made in explaining the value proposition and your driving reason behind Alpha Elite Performance, which is that soft truth number 2. Quality is more important than quantity.
Yeah, absolutely.
So talk about the company and what we're doing.
Yeah, so Alpha Elite Performance, Alpha, ODA Alpha, Elite Special Forces Performance. We strive on performance. So I just threw that all together and started Alpha Elite Performance. But I started when I was active duty with a company called Caliber Nutrition, selling other people's products. But while I was doing that, I saw a need, and I had a solution for a product for endurance. And I started with a product called MPERC, Muscle Performance Endurance Recovery Complex. And it's just 3 ingredients, daily roan deer antler, green tea extract, and a little bit of creatine to hydrate the muscles. And those 3 together synergistically worked to make this awesome endurance product. And it just took off. And I'm not going to say that I forced it on my teammates, but I did. And they were my
You, come here.
Yeah, but I did go to school for exercise science, and I pay attention to this stuff, and I study it, and but yeah, and then it just morphed into having my own product line, and at that time it was just Alpha Elite, and then it turned into Alpha Elite Performance, and now we have just a laundry list of products. But yeah, quality over quantity. We have products that we sell that I wouldn't sell if they were garbage, and there's a lot of garbage products out there. I'm not going to make a garbage product just to have a product and make money. There has to be a problem, and we come up with that solution. So like our sleep aid, it's phenomenal sleep aid. There are guys out there that need to get to REM sleep. We know that, and so
I'm wearing this Whoop now.
Yeah,
this is like because we did a whole episode with Kristen Holmes, the VP of Performance Science at Whoop.
Yeah,
and this thing is like a blessing and a curse.
Yeah,
every time, because it's like 7 o'clock at night. It's telling me you need to go to bed now.
Yeah.
Go to bed in 45 minutes.
Yeah,
in order to achieve what you need. And then it tells me, I was telling my wife the other night. Because I was taking the data from it, and I said, last night my Whoop says that I had like 45 minutes of REM sleep and like a 6 hour, laying down for 6 hours, and there were like 35 disturbances.
Right.
Like, I don't think that's good.
Right. No, it's not. And we know that, and so that's why we have our sleep aid. And there are some good sleep aids out there, and then there are some garbage ones that just claim to be a sleep aid, but they don't do anything. But ours, we wanted to really focus on REM sleep. And you can use it's called GBNT Sleep, and you can use that and track it on your Whoop. We have a lot of people that track it on their Whoop, and they'll send us screenshots.
Really?
And like, oh my Lord, look at my REM sleep. I went from 45 minutes to 2.5 hours to 4 hours of REM sleep.
I've never seen 4 hours of REM sleep.
You did when you were younger. You did when you were younger, but it's few and far between now that we're getting older. But just, past the Green Beret Foundation tent and talked to a gal, Sarah, who works there. She used a sample last night, and she's like, Travis, oh my Lord, I went to bed at like 11 o'clock last night, and I did not wake up till 6 a.m. And she says she normally gets about 4 hours of sleep, and she's awake.
Really?
And that makes me feel good, because that's the goal, is to get good sleep. And I use it. I also use a lot of pre-workout. I'm a stim junkie, so I kind of offset. But yeah. So in saying that,
I'm about to start using it too. So
it is really good. I'll bring you some samples.
All right.
But yeah, so Alpha Elite Performance. We have some awesome products that we see that there's a need for, and we came up with the solution. ODA Supergreens helps detox the body. We've got studies that show it reduced lead levels in a MARSOC guy from 17 to 7, antimony from 0.9 to 0.1. And when we did that, Jeff Dardia from Third Group, he's awesome. He's at Task Force Dagger as well. He hooked us up with one of the nutritionists there at the Special Warfare Center schools, and they were like, hey, this is good stuff, and we will put it on our approved list of supplements that these guys can use. So and that to hear that is phenomenal. Yeah. So
that's a major achievement.
Yeah, and that's just kind of the angle that we're heading, and we're starting to make little ripples and big ripples, and people are noticing, and larger companies are reaching out to us like, who are you guys, and let's talk. And I don't know what they want to talk about.
We're going to talk about something.
Yeah.
But all this, the concept here comes from your time serving in the military.
Yeah.
So why enter the military in the first place?
Honestly, my father, he was an Air Force pararescue guy.
Yeah, both of your parents were
Air Force. Yeah.
Air Force.
Mom was
we won't hold that against.
Right. Well, I originally I wanted to be in the Air Force. I wanted to be a PJ.
Really?
My dad, but during the Clinton administration, they were like, if you've had any other issues or surgeries or whatever, no, we don't want you. Go across the hall to the Army is what the Air Force said. So I did. And
They'll take anybody.
Yeah, they will. They
took us.
Yeah. But I had just left the military academy. Wentworth Military Academy is a junior college military prep type program, and I hated it. And so I went across the hall to the Army when I talked to the recruiter, and they were like, sure, we'll take you. And here we are, 21 years later or more. I did that in 1995.
Where'd you go? Where'd you come in from?
Texas. Yeah.
That's where you live now.
That's where I live now. Yeah, I was born in Texas. When I went to the JUCO Military Academy, that was in Lexington, Missouri, Wentworth Military Academy. They've since closed down. But yeah, entered the military from Texas and was a medic. Went to the 501st in Alaska, Went to selection in 99. Actually got out for a little bit to finish school at Boise State. Came back in and then went to the Q course. So had already done selection in 99. So that was scary in itself. Was like, hey, I'm sorry I got selected, but I kind of left the military, and I know you guys are mad at me. So it took a little, writing letters. And
did you have to go back through selection again?
I did not. I did not.
God.
They said,
damn.
They said if you can go to the recruiter, the SF recruiter, and do a PT test and get it perfect or whatever, we'll take you. So I did. I went to the SF recruiters.
Oh my God.
And kicked ass, and they're like, okay. So
that would be like I don't know what would be worse, actually. Thinking about it in my mind, if they told me I had to go back to selection or go back to Ranger school, I don't know which one would be worse.
Oof, yeah.
So, I know I'm a lot older right now, so
yeah, you don't want to think about those things now. Yeah.
So why go to SF?
Because my dad was a PJ, and just the mindset. I just always wanted to be more than what I was. Even now, I still think, man, I just want to be more than I am right now. Which, if that sounds weird, I guess we all think that.
We all think that.
So, when at that time you had to do 3 to 4 years, I think, or be an E4 in the Army to go to selection.
There was no X-ray program.
Right. Yeah. So I waited my time out, and I went to selection and got selected on my first try. I just wanted to be a Green Beret and wanted to, obviously, make my dad proud. And he was. So yeah, that's just what I think, mostly because my dad, and I wanted to be more than I was. Yeah,
we talk about these 9 characteristics in a number of the podcasts, kind of our grounding core foundation. Drive, resiliency, adaptability, humility, integrity, curiosity, team ability, emotional strength, and effective intelligence. And these 9 for us, right, are weighted heavily towards resiliency, towards drive, towards integrity is a big one for Green Berets, right? Because SOCOM Special Operations Command, as you know, uses these, but they weight like SEALs are heavier in like team ability, right? Because SEAls never do anything by themselves. Right? We can start making fun of them, but we won't do them. we'll spare them right now. But where Green Berets are often pushed in smaller teams, doing things on their own, where then those other factors become more prevalent. When you look at your career in the military, and you deployed 9 times,
quite a few times,
and then you take these characteristics and you think about now building your business, what of those do you think you rely on the most as you've now gone down this entrepreneurial path?
Integrity, character, those are 2 big deals to me. So I would definitely say integrity, and we put that into our products as well. I don't know what more to say other than integrity is huge with me. And then when you first meet somebody, you can kind of tell what their integrity is right when you meet them, and you either like them or you don't. Reputation. If you have a bad reputation within the soft community, it's gonna follow you. And here comes my hype guy. I can hear him. That's my hype guy.
Is he gonna heckle us?
No, I don't know.
Oh, they're waving to him. This is the beauty of doing these things live.
But your reputation, it precedes you. So, and integrity goes along with that. And so we want to have a really good reputation within our business. And integrity is a big deal to us. So, we put that in our products. We put that in our employees.
Let's talk for a minute about resiliency, right? Because in order to get where you are, you have faced a adversity in your life that has forced you to be resilient. That then allows you to capitalize on some of those other ones that continue to, you said we always want to do better, we want to do more, but you've had a series of divorces, 13 surgeries. You were the subject of a canopy collapse.
I was.
Too, in a parachute, which that's like the scariest thing I could ever imagine.
Well, it happens fast, so you don't
you don't have time to think about it. What happened?
It was just a night jump in Eloy, Arizona. I was leading a stick in. And it just so happened that we were wearing Mike's push-to-talks, and when that happened, got, you know, dudes on the ground were wearing MVGs and stuff. So I think we hit a night dust devil. That's all we can come up with, because when your canopy, the right side canopy collapsed and it just kind of spun down and splatted. Fortunately, I mean, I was pretty high, but I still had some lift in the left part of my canopy. And it was a free fall shoot.
We have to quantify. You were high in altitude.
Yeah, so but I was below
not high.
Right. That's true. And I was below 500 feet, so there was no more turning, any of that stuff. It was, you couldn't pull your reserve, so it was just riding that bad boy in.
That's the only option.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was near. It was the DZ, so there was a lot of people there. Not a lot, but there's another ODA there watching, and they heard it. They said it sounded like two rocks slapping together when I hit the ground. But when it happened, right side canopy collapsed. I started climbing the left part of my left risers. You know, just instinct took over. I didn't even think about it. I'm sure I cussed or screamed. I don't remember, but woke up with flashlights all around me, fentanyl lollipop in my mouth already, which I will say fentanyl is scary, but dangerously good. Like it is phenomenal when you need it.
I had a guy get I don't know if you know Tom Disberg.
I know the name.
But
yeah.
Tom Disberg was on my ODA, and he said the same thing when he got shot. He got shot with us in Iraq in the leg, and he was like, that's all he was yelling on the radio. It was like, give me more of the fentanyl, and our medics are like, no, dude, no.
Yeah. It's funny that anyway, yeah, fentanyl lollipops, they are, when you're hurting, you know you're hurting, but you just do not care. Like so I broke my back and you know, just destroyed my body. I thought I was impaled, but I wasn't. I just had broke my back and so I had fake discs in my back. The 13 surgeries you mentioned, you know, knee replacements that happened after the military, but the knees were just completely garbage. Ankle reconstruction I had, 5 shoulder surgeries, 2 elbow surgeries. Am I missing anything? I'm sure there are. Multiple leg surgeries, yeah. So,
but you're fit still. So like when you look at the recovery from those things, you know, we talk about longevity. You know, what's the mental attitude that you approach with each one of them? We talked in one of our episodes with Jessie Graff, an American Ninja Warrior, stunt woman, and has had a number of injuries just by nature of what she's doing. And one of the things that she continuously reiterated was that she grows from every injury that she has.
Right. I can't say that I grew from every injury that I had. At times, I'm not going to lie, I felt like I didn't care anymore, didn't want to be in shape, didn't want to run Alpha League Performance. I just thought after these surgeries, like, man, you know, I'm just going to chill out and not do anything and just be retired. But I'm a strong believer in an object in motion tends to stay in motion, object at rest tends to stay in rest. In our career field and post-career soft guys, I know 2 of them recently that just had, one had a stroke, one had a heart attack, and they've only been retired for like 5 years. We do this high level of a job and constantly going, living on adrenaline, and then when you stop doing that, you tend to fall off the cliff and bad things happen. So, you know, it's kind of ebb and flow with me. I was, after these surgeries, I can't say that I grew from it, but, you know, life kicked in, and I didn't want to die. I don't want to stop. Just keep going. And so you just make that decision to keep going and deal with it and stay in shape. And I will tell you that staying in shape, although, I mean, I like to work out, but my body says I like to party. We all like that. So, but staying in shape definitely keeps you moving forward, and that makes you feel better. And so, yeah, it's difficult every time you get a surgery or that ache and pain, that snap, crackle, and pop that happens now when you wake up. I know it happens to you. It happens to all of us. We can't even sneak up on anybody anymore. No. We make so much noise.
I walk down the hall, my son wakes up.
Yeah. So, but, I mean, I haven't grown, but I've just decided to keep moving, you know, from these injuries. And so, yeah.
One of the quotes that I read about you that I want to ask you about is that it said when someone gets to know you, that you're honest, raw, and flawed. What does that mean?
Well, I don't know who said that. You know, well, I'll tell you how it is. You know, I'm gonna be a straight shooter. Yeah. Honest. Well, I'm struck on the flawed part. I think that we're all flawed. You know, I haven't been perfect. I've been through I'm on my third marriage. You know, yeah. So what was the other one? Honest and flawed and
Raw.
And raw. I am raw. I don't think I've cussed on the show, but you know, I think that comes with being honest. I'm just raw and honest. I'll tell you how it is. If I think you're garbage, I'm going to tell you you're garbage and to move on. That doesn't happen very often. I think people inertly just are nice, you know, and especially right off the bat. But yeah, so yeah, but flawed. Yeah, we're all flawed. I don't know. You'd have to spark my memory on some things, and I'll be honest with you. You know, yeah. So still learning. You know, I'm 47 years old, and I think that the flaws. I'm still learning from a lot of the things that I messed up in life. You know, I've been to jail for fighting. You know, I mean,
Have you really?
Yeah, I mean, haven't we all?
No. No, I didn't get caught.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
yeah, that's where you went wrong.
I mean, yeah, they're just, yeah. I don't know. I also like to fight. I'm also the ANOC champion of my class. And
were you really?
Yeah, I got to stand on stage and everything with a plaque and all that. And
that's awesome. Army
combatives. I'm going to say this on this show. I've always disliked Army combatives.
Yeah, it's like the worst thing I did.
And so in ANOC, I would tell the instructors, like, this is garbage. Like, I grew up playing hockey. I like to fight, and I've never lost a fight. And in ANOC, I couldn't pass the stupid Army combatives level 1 test. And they're like, well,
which you only have to get hit in the face. Is like the only requirement.
You know, I don't know. Put your left foot here, right hand here. And so they made me do this until I passed. And then when I passed, they're like, okay, you can enter the tournament at the end of ANOC. So I entered the tournament. Everybody had to fight. And so I ended up winning the whole thing. And I looked at the instructors who were not fans of mine because they could care less about Army Combatives Level 1. And I said, so I just won not using one move that you taught in Army Combatives Level 1, you know? And I, had to fight other big-ass Green Berets. Yeah. So here's me being honest and raw and maybe a little flawed. I don't know. But I don't know where I was going with that.
Combatives and see, you enjoyed jumping.
I grew up.
I hated it.
Yeah,
I absolutely hated it.
I craved it. When I was on the mountain team at 8-1, my very first team, I loved jumping so much. I mean, these dudes are like, go jump for me. Like, so many SF dudes who
write my name on there.
Right? They're Green Berets and like, they don't like to jump. They'll do it just for the pay. So many people did, yeah. No, I craved it. I loved it, and they knew that. And that's how ultimately I ended up on the free fall team. I was already a jump master when I showed up to group, and they were like, go jump out of planes, dude. Get out of here.
Yeah, see, I was on the mountain team, and I loved that. Was right where I needed to be.
Yeah.
I grew up skiing, grew up in the mountains, and I was like, okay, go. I was just fortunate that I ended up there.
Yeah.
But we went everywhere, and we spent so much time up in the mountains.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, minus the multiple deployments to Iraq where we actually on the T-walls, remember like the 25-foot
you'd practice
big concrete walls.
Yeah,
we would practice all the rope work, all the rappelling. It was great.
Well, that's what you had to do. You were on a mountain team,
so you gotta stay proficient,
right? Yeah, well, we would deploy and we wouldn't get to jump, and so it's kind of like the scuba guys. I was on the scuba team for a little bit and busted my ass, but couldn't make it. Couldn't pass a 50-meter underwater swim, and that's when I went to the free fall team. But those guys don't even get to do much swimming, Yeah. I will say that at FOB Palawata, 081 built the swimming pool while we were in country.
Were you at FOB Palawata?
Yeah,
I was too.
Yeah, we built the pool there.
What year were you there?
That was 06, I believe. 06.
You were there at the exact. I was in 4th ID.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I was in 3rd Brigade. I was in 1-8 infantry.
The Cav,
no. So we replaced them.
Oh, okay.
So we went there in December 1st of 2005.
Okay.
And we stayed there until November of 2006.
Yeah, we were
replaced.
There.
We replaced first ID, and the Cav unit replaced us.
All right. Yeah.
So
we were there. We got there in summertime and left November, I believe.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
That place was crazy.
It was. Had some mass cows assisted in. You guys lost some boys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we had the Jedburgh Peninsula.
Yep.
Which was like super nasty.
It was, and we would go there for that's where I got my CIB.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
and then every day.
Yeah. Yes.
after that.
Yeah, they were like, Travis, you don't have your CIB? I'm like, no.
All you had to do is drive through the one 5-way intersection.
That's what we did.
We got hit at that 5-way intersection.
Yeah.
Very first firefight I ever got in.
Yeah.
So someone came up with this bright idea that we would install T-walls to protect the Iraqi police. And we're like, that's a horrible idea.
Yeah.
So I got tagged with providing the security for it.
Yeah.
So we brought him in, and then halfway through the implementation, exactly what you'd think was going to happen, and we were Bradley unit, and so we had Bradleys in like every street direction, and then I had guys up on a roof, and then one of my guys on the ground took a sniper round to his lower back.
Yeah.
And out his nuts.
Yeah.
And then that initiated the 5-way ambush in the center of that intersection. One of my guys, Staff Sergeant John Jarrell, at that time a staff sergeant, he was awarded a Bronze Star with Valor because he ran into that intersection and pulled that dude, Sergeant Munoz, out of the fire, and then
sounds like more than the Bronze Star with Valor.
So well, at that point awards were very difficult.
I agree.
But to me, I tried to do that to get him more, but that's what he got, and unfortunately John was killed in Afghanistan several years later. But one of the finest warriors I ever served with. But that was the way it was. You went through that intersection, and once you got through that intersection, you were getting hit. If you didn't get hit on the way down, you were getting hit on the way out.
And we would do that. We had a couple new Green Berets show up while I was there, and they didn't have their CIB, so
take a drive.
That's good. That's all you have to do.
That's it.
Just to go get in a firefight, just to get a medal on your chest. But we did that a lot, and I will tell you, we got into some of the better firefights in my career.
That was a nasty place.
Well, we did that in Africa too. I don't know if you ever went to Africa. Well,
I was almost 2 years in Africa.
So anyway,
good time. So what's next for Alpha Elite Performance? What's the focus?
We have an oral rehydration. ORS is such a big deal, and
I have one in here.
Nice. So we have an oral rehydration that was supposed to launch here. We did a soft launch in Vegas, and it did really well. It's called Rally and Recover. If you can, there's a lot of points to rally and recover. In the military, rally point, and then at there you can like take a knee and face out and drink water.
That's what they tell you, and then take an aspirin if you have an injury.
Right. So that's one aspect to look at rally and recover, but also I like to party, so let's go rally, and then in the next morning after drinking too much, you want to recover. So it's great for recovery from drinking too much. But we're really proud of all our products and super excited about Rally and Recover. That's next for Alpha Elite Performance, but just growth, continued growth. But we're going slow. I kind of like this snail's pace that we're taking right now. I'm fortunate that I have my retirement, my disability to fall back on, the medical for my wife and I and my kids, and we live comfortably. And Alpha Elite Performance, we're putting everything that we can back into the business to grow it. But our goal ultimately is to have a larger company that employs veterans. I know a lot of these guys, they get out and their DD-214s don't transfer into anything that can help them. But this industry is all about staying healthy, staying fit, mentally fit. And that's what we want to keep doing and striving for, working towards and growing. And I think that some of the best people that I've ever worked with are veterans. I mean, that's all I've really ever worked with. And I just kind of get their mindset and they get mine. So it works. And that's,
And the truck looks sick, by the way. Your truck, the wrap on the truck.
It's
awesome.
It's nice. I'm on the list for a 2023 F450.
Are you really?
I am, because we have, if you have a truck that size, you're going to be pulling something.
Yeah, what are you pulling?
That's a secret.
Because I pulled this down here.
So, no, that's a secret. But basically, it's what we're working towards is a custom, like an ISU 90, a little bit bigger, but one side of the wall will fall down and open up into
amazing.
Like a deck, if you will.
People
can come up and learn more about the products inside this thing. And just kind of hit these shows that we're at here with GORUCK and Sandlot Jax, which Jason, I don't know if you knew him from 10th Group. He was probably gone. Okay. He was a Green Beret as well at 10th Group where we were at. But just to keep growing the company and putting out quality products and no garbage. If somebody tells me it's garbage, I'm going to find out why they think that. And nobody said that to date. So and we sold out of all our essential amino acids, sold them all out today.
Awesome.
Yeah, and we thought we brought enough for the whole weekend, but we didn't. And we sold a lot of sleep aid today because we have an awesome sleep aid that we gave out yesterday, and people came back and like, holy crap, I slept amazing. Yeah. And
we'll save one for me.
I will, for sure. Yeah. I will.
Well, Travis, thanks for joining us. This is a great opportunity. I'm so glad we connected here. Sorry we never met when we were in 10th group together.
That's
but
all right.
We'll make up for it now. Let us know when you get this event space, because I want to cover that. I want to get the word out. I want to work with you and get your word out as much as we can. Whatever you need from us, we're there for you.
Yeah. And likewise. Yeah, thanks, man.
All right.
Appreciate it. Absolutely.
American Jedburghs went on to form the foundation of the United States Special Forces and the Special Activities Directorate of the Central Intelligence Agency. Thanks for listening to the Jedburgh Podcast. I'm your creator and host, Fran Racioppi. Join us next week for a new episode on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out on YouTube for full episodes, highlights, and other behind-the-scenes content. If you like what you heard, give us a like and leave a review. Follow me, Fran Racioppi, Talent War Group, and our sponsor Jersey Mike Subs on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Send your comments and inquiries to media@talentwargroup.com. As former members of Special Operations Forces, the Jedburgh Podcast and Talent War Group contribute a percentage of all profits to Special Operations Warrior Foundation, supporting the families of our fallen warriors. Thanks for joining us on this episode. How you prepare today determines success tomorrow.